This is fast-paced news where the news moves fast, so we move faster. On Monday, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was returned from being improperly deported to the El Salvador CCOT Gulag and finally able to reunite with his family after 160 days, was arrested again by the Trump administration as they now attempt in court to deport him to Uganda, a country he has no connection to whatsoever. The DHS website posted what can only be described as a hit piece against Abrego Garcia, outright claiming he is a member of MS-13. Multiple judges have upheld that there is no tangible evidence that this is the case. Meanwhile, President Trump eludes further authoritarian overreach in the Oval Office.
And they say, we don't need him, freedom, freedom. He's a dictator. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator.
On Tuesday, the Trump administration tripped over more legal hurdles as the man who threw a sandwich at a federal officer and charged with felony assault was not indicted by a grand jury. Former New York State Chief Judge Sol Wackler famously stated, "Any good prosecutor can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich." Unfortunately for the Trump administration, this man must have thrown a turkey sandwich. The charges have been refiled as a misdemeanor and are still pending. On Wednesday, tragedy struck in Minnesota. A school shooting took place at Annunciation Catholic School, leaving 2 children dead as well as 15 children and 3 adults wounded. The alleged shooter died by self-inflicted gunshot at the scene. The suspect appears to have been involved with or inspired by internet hate groups. The suspect is alleged to be a trans woman, leading to intense outcry against the trans community from the right. There have already been 44 school shootings in the U.S. in 2025. The commonality is not race or gender identity. The common thread is always guns and the lack of meaningful firearms regulation in this country. Until this is addressed, these instances will be the cost of doing business. It is overdue that we do something more than send thoughts and prayers. If the government is not willing to protect our children in schools, it should be apparent that it is unwilling to protect anyone. After the firing of CDC Director Susan Menares, Jim O'Neill was chosen on Thursday to serve as acting director. Multiple CDC top leaders resigned in protest over this craven installing of a Peter Thiel-backed former tech investor as head of the CDC. My advice: don't get sick. On Friday, it was reported that Republican Senator Joni Ernst will not be seeking re-election in Iowa. Democrats have the potential to flip this Senate seat as well as potential in Alaska and certainly in Maine with progressive candidate Graham Plattner. Sources in the description. Comment about any stories I missed this week and I'll give you my take. See you next week.